Hello, high school students, high school choral students, I am so excited to be talking about the last 2 weeks of distance learning. Internet access is not required to engage in this activity. So that's the cool thing about this one. So I want you to think about 5 pieces of music that you performed in your choir this year, just this past year. Is there one that you enjoy performing the most? Why? Why did you enjoy performing that one? Can you even think about how that music was interpreted by the audience? What was important? What is the story you were trying to tell when you were performing? Was it a love story? Was it a patriotic story? Was it a story of information? Was the music just supposed to be an experience? I want you to think about this. If you had your own ensemble, your teacher asked you to develop a program that will be premiered during the next school year. Answer about the type of performance. Who is the performance for? What is the performance about? Why will you put on a performance? When will the performance take place? Where will the performance take place? What's the purpose of it all? What's the purpose of this performance? Some of my earliest memories of choir. So my grandmother and my aunts used to sing in a church choir when I was very little. I wouldn't step to Jesus. I was in choir at school. I was in the Youth Gospel Music Conference choir. I was in the Youth Arts and Technology Center choir. Shout out to Sister Janice Moorhead and Sister Charlotte Brown. I was in the E. Desmond Lee choir. I was in a choir with Untitled University, St. Louis Public School choirs. I was in all kinds of choirs. And then in middle school, I was singing in a lot of gospel music choirs, and I was also performing. In college, I sang in like 6 choirs. 6 or 7 choirs. Your state choir, you have your regional choirs, you have your district honor choir, you have your well, in high school I sang a lot of choirs. I sang in show choir. I sang in show choir in high school. I sang in concert choir. I sang in men's choir. I sang in chamber choir in high school. In college, I sang in the Heritage Chorale, I sang in the concert choir, I sang in University Singers, I sang in Canti Cum Novum, I sang in Vox Vir, I sang in a lot of graduate recitals. A lot of graduate recitals, a whole lot of graduate recitals, a lot of graduate recitals. And then I was also singing in a lot of extra choirs. I was singing in a chamber choir called Cantorai of Kansas City, and then I was singing, I taught a barbershop course. I was teaching barbershop music. I was teaching several church choirs. I was teaching gospel music. I was teaching classical music. I was teaching adult church choirs. I was teaching barbershop choir. Mostly I was teaching choirs at this time. I was teaching a high school summer choir for 10 years. Cantorai, bands, performing with a lot of bands. Was teaching middle school choir. I was teaching elementary choir. I had a really nice sixth grade choir. I had a nice 7th and 8th grade choir. My 7th and 8th grade choir were my absolute favorite. I miss them. They were great. I taught a lot of choir, and I've chosen a lot of music. I'm always like interested. Most of the time when I was thinking about this music, I was mostly thinking about how does this music reflect the times? What's important at the time? And as a teacher, I'm always thinking about how can I create experiences in the classroom that make room for these conversations. You can do so on paper, you can do so, and none of these songs have to be classical songs. They don't have to be choir songs. You can arrange them to be whatever you want them to be. I do it all the time. All I'm saying is, if you could say something, you have a couple of pieces of music, a couple friends, what would you say? And how would you say it? What is the message that you would try to share with me? It could be something funny, it can be love, it can be something sad, it could be joy. As artists, we have a great opportunity. We get to paint time with sound. We get to paint our world with brushes and pictures and images. And so, yeah, I think this is a cool assignment.